In a forgotten coastal town where storms arrived without warning and poverty lingered like morning fog, there lived a woman named Asha. Every single day she woke in darkness. While others slept, she was already chopping onions with hands that never stopped trembling from exhaustion. Her roadside food stall sat near the bus stop, a weathered table, a charcoal stove, and dreams that had long ago been reduced to simply making it through. Her routine was sacred. Cook until your back screams. Serve until the crowd disappears. Count every note like your life depends on it, because it did. Each night, alone in her cramped room, Asha performed the same ritual. She counted her earnings by candlelight, smoothed each wrinkled bill with reverence, and buried them in a rusted tin beneath her bed. She called it her safety money. Asha's philosophy was simple and brutal. Sacrifice everything today, so tomorrow will not destroy you. She stopped buying meat because it was too expensive. She chose water over juice because it was an unnecessary luxury. Her sandals wore through until her feet touched gravel with every step, but new ones could wait. Everything could wait. Every rupee saved felt like armor against disaster. Every denial felt noble. But here is the cruel truth about fear disguised as discipline. It never feels like enough.
The tin filled, but so did the anxiety. Because Asha knew, she always knew, that one bad week, one accident, one unexpected blow could erase months of suffering in minutes. And then it happened. The rains came heavy that season, not the gentle kind that nourishes, but the violent kind that erases. Customers vanished, sales died. Asha's carefully counted savings began their slow disappearance. Then her cooking gas ran out early. Then the charcoal supplier raised prices. Then her younger brother Ravi slipped on wet stones and shattered his ankle. The clinic was cold and institutional. The doctor was colder. Payment first, treatment after. Asha opened the tin. Her hands shook as she watched months of sacrifice, months of skipped meals and worn sandals pour into a stranger's hands. The money disappeared faster than water through clenched fingers. Ravi healed, but something in Asha broke. She worked harder after that, longer hours, fewer words, no smiles. The tin filled again, proof of her discipline, her strength, her unwavering commitment to security. But when she looked at it now, she felt no pride, only dread. Because she finally understood the money was not protecting her, it was haunting her. Each coin represented not opportunity, but vulnerability. Each note was a reminder that disaster was always one heartbeat away. The tin had become a monument to everything she feared, and still she could not stop feeding it. One evening, after a storm that had shuttered half the town, Asha walked home through streets slick with rain and defeat. That was when she heard it. Laughter. Actual laughter. It came from a ramshackle shed near the shore, glowing warm against the dark. Drawn by curiosity, or maybe desperation for something that was not fear, she stepped closer. Inside was Jonah. Everyone knew Jonah, the fisherman who owned nothing, caught little, and somehow always seemed at peace. While others drowned in worry, Jonah hummed while he worked. He had built a crude smoking rack from salvaged wood and was preserving fish over leftover charcoal. The smell was rich and purposeful. Storms ruin fishing days, he said with a shrug that held no bitterness, so I learned to make the fish last longer, sell it when the weather clears. It is not much, but it keeps me moving forward. Asha stood frozen. This man had less than her, suffered more than her, and yet he was not hiding, he was building. Asha could not sleep that night.
She lay in her dark room, the tin beneath her bed like a weight pressing through the mattress into her spine, and faced a truth she had been running from for years. Her money was not safety, it was surrender. She had spent so long protecting herself from disaster that she created a different kind of catastrophe, a life unlived, potential suffocated, dreams deferred until they hardened into regret. Jonah had shown her something radical. What if security was not about hiding what you have, but multiplying it? What if courage was not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward carrying it? Dawn came, as it always did, but this time when Asha opened the tin, she did not count. She planned.
She bought a second cooking pot. Her heart raced. She bought simple containers. Her hands trembled. She prepared meals before sunrise and sold them to workers heading to early shifts. The first days were agony. Sales trickled. Doubt screamed. Every rupee spent felt like falling without a safety net. But something miraculous happened. The money came back, and it brought people with it. Workers returned. Word spread. Asha has hot breakfast ready before dawn. Her brother Ravi started helping before school, proud instead of pitied. When supplies ran low, she restocked without panic. When a pot cracked, she replaced it without fear. The tin still existed, but it had transformed from a hiding place into a launching pad. On bad days, sales dipped, but Asha no longer crumbled because now she understood something powerful. Her strength was not in what she saved, it was in what she could rebuild. Months later, another massive storm rolled in, the kind that once would have paralyzed her with fear. While other vendors closed their stalls and waited, Asha worked through the night. When dawn broke, gray and heavy, her food was ready, hot, affordable, and exactly what rain-soaked workers needed. She sold out before morning was over. That evening, sitting by her window, watching the rain hit the ground, Asha felt something she had not felt in years. Peace. Not because disaster could not strike. It could. It would. But because she had finally learned the truth that separates those who merely survive from those who truly live. Safety was never the tin under her bed. Safety was knowing that when the storm passed, she could stand up and build again. The tin still exists, but now it is a tool, not a tomb, a partner in growth, not a monument to fear. If you could ask Asha today what she learned, she would look you in the eye and tell you this: saving without purpose does not teach security, it teaches terror. But using what you have, even when your hands shake, even when doubt screams, teaches something far more powerful than safety. It teaches you that you can survive your own courage. So, let me ask you this. What are you saving for? What joy are you postponing for a future that never feels safe enough? What dream are you burying quietly while calling it responsibility? Because here's the truth no one tells you. Life does not begin when fear disappears. It begins when you move forward anyway. If this story spoke to you, if it made you uncomfortable, if it made you think, then do not ignore that feeling. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe if you are ready to stop hiding and start building. The storm is coming. It always is. The only question is this: when it passes, who will you be? What is your move?